France is a really good example of a pattern I see throughout history. Hi everyone, I'm John Stokes. Welcome to a special edition of Spelunking Through My Mind's Dark Depths. I'm visiting my daughter, who's an exchange student in France, and I think France is a really good example of a pattern I see throughout history. I was reading an online forum and I read an individual who described themselves as liberal, saying, "I don't understand why conservatives oppose us, since everything we believe eventually become part of the culture anyway." I got to thinking about that, and I realized if you look at history on the decade scale, there's some truth to that statement. Cultures typically shift away from belief in God and any kind of religious morality. Now, I'm not saying that liberals or the political left are the only ones who have some unbiblical beliefs in their political system. I believe Marxism is a fairly unbiblical belief, but on the other hand, on the right, fascism is also a fairly unbiblical belief. So neither side of the political spectrum has a monopoly on unbiblical or immoral beliefs. The cycle I see, we see it throughout the Old Testament, and we see it in more modern history as well, of life is bad, we believe in God, life gets better, we stop believing in God, life is bad. There's a belief in God, a movement away from God, which often leads to corruption and society imploding, and a hard shift back, sometimes violently, to a more traditional conservative belief in God. France and most of Western Europe kind of exhibit this structure. We see the fall of the Roman Empire. We see a turn to Christianity, an improvement of life, and then the church itself became corrupt and a turn away from truly biblical morality to more of a Holy Roman Empire. And then the Protestant movement hits. So we see this cycle in modern history as well as in the nation of Israel throughout the Old Testament. So one of the key questions we have to ask is, what can we do about this? In the description, I've linked to a video that talks about the moral underpinnings of both liberals and conservatives. And I think it's a very valuable look at the different belief systems and why we actually need each other. Liberals need conservatives to maintain stability, but on the other hand, conservatives need liberals to avoid stagnation. That push and pull helps society stay healthy unless we abandon biblical morality and go to extremes. So as always, I encourage the difficult challenge of balancing the two extremes and recognizing our need for each other.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, remember to like and subscribe. And I do offer professional voiceover services if you need that sort of thing. Thanks again.